All right. Green, black, Citadel. This was a deck we played last time. It ended up being way sweeter than I was expecting. So Bolas' Citadel here. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play the top card of your library. If it's a spell cast this way, you pay life instead of its mana cost. And then you can sacrifice 10 non-land permanents to make each opponent lose 10 life. Dryad of the Grove and Dread Presence allow us to kind of churn through our deck and draw a bunch of cards and deal a bunch of damage. And then we have a few copies of Scapeshift here and kind of build our own Valakut kind of way, where if you have Dryad and Dread Presence out, you can cast Scapeshift to deal 2 damage for each land that you Scapeshift. One change I made from the last time we played this deck was I added a singleton copy of Field of the Dead, so that way when we have 7 lands, we can still do something useful with Scapeshift to make some zombies. So you'll notice here, we don't have a lot of one-of lands in this deck. In fact, we only have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 differently named lands exactly. So when we draw this, it's generally not going to be active. This is in here purely so these copies of Scapeshift can do something when we don't have this. In fact, with the Field of the Dead edition, I think I might go to 4 Scapeshift, just see how that feels. Maybe I want to put like one other land in here that's a differently named. We need all of our swamps, but maybe we cut a forest or 2 for other green sources. Yeah, I guess Black Castle's good. Oh, Witch's Cottage is a swamp. That's a good suggestion. This is a swamp. Flipnissa's not legal in this format. Otherwise, we'd play her. Not close. I have Psycho lands. I have 2 Tranquil Thickets. A green castle might be fine, just because it's like a forest that's differently named. I don't know that I want to play castle because again, I need a density of swamps. We only have 9 swamps as is. Cottage is a swamp. I think I could cut a forest for a castle though. Just to diversify that. All right, let's do that and see how it goes. Again, chat, don't want to cut. I don't really want to cut spells for more lands at this point. So I think to fit in things like castle or memorial or anything like that, I would need to cut spells to fit those in, and I don't really have spells that I want to cut for more lands at the moment. Someone asked about standard. We had a cut the line donation to add another historic deck into today. And rather than bumping a historic deck out, I decided to bump standard out. The historic queue currently has a lot more points than the standard queue, so definitely going to be focusing on that in the interim. We will be doing some standard still, but the primary focus on arena is going to be historic moving forward. Remgin, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That's a lot of monsters. I think I'm just going to take Embercleave here. This archetype is much too slow and... Well, so we died. Good chat. Good chat. I agree with you that standard feels super stale at the moment. Not only is it stale because the good decks have been around for a while, but almost all of the good decks in standard at the moment are decks that are like full of Brazen Borrowers and Teferi, so your cards just like constantly end up back in your hand in a really frustrating way. The play patterns feel real dry. Is mono red not the best deck in standard? It is not. Teamer Adventures and Jeskai Fires are probably competing for the best deck slot in standard at the moment. All right, so against aggro, we cut these Agonizing Remorses and these Citadels. We bring in Cast Down, bring in Thrashing Brontodon, Trophy, and Maelstrom Pulse. Pretty clean in and out. Maybe I want Legion's End. Maybe we'll put those in on the draw. Let's see how this goes. My job, which forced me to work from home, just confirmed one of my... Which is forcing me to work, just confirmed one of my residents has COVID. Gross. There's gonna be confirmations everywhere. Like, that's the reality. It's going to be super widespread by the time all of this is said and done. Yeah, but opponent's draw last game was very, very good. Not a whole lot we could do there. I mean, I don't think it's even fair to call Citadel strictly a meme. I think the Citadel is, like, genuinely good in a number of matchups for this deck. Yes, that is accurate. Most people are going to catch COVID at some point. The reason to social distance right now is to try and prevent hospitals from being overwhelmed in the meantime. Alright, I think we start by killing their 1-1 here. Hopefully they don't have another, and this 5-5 can't attack for a turn. Feels low, like a low probability, though. So not only did they have a 1-1, but they had a way to kill my Dread Presence, too. The girl aggro deck felt very reasonable. Good linear aggro deck. When we played Magic, the deck felt very good. No, this is not a deck that really activates Citadel's ability. You're just playing it to cast a bunch of spells off the top of your deck. Lovestruck Beast is an incredibly powerful card. In general, you want to prioritize holding your swamps in your hand in this deck because of Dread Presence. Looks like we're going to get a do-over here against Skrull. I have no idea, Ryom. usually don't send. I only email tier 3 subs about their submissions if I'm rejecting them. If you submit a tier 3 deck and you don't get an email telling you it's not okay, it got added to the queue. That one had been sitting for a while though. The Pioneer queue got super backed up when I was taking low amount donations for it, and before the format turned into a pile of stains. It has been a real John Avon kind of day. Rough. Chat, I think there's a small probability that when we played this deck the other day, we might have run good with it. I'm getting this sinking feeling that we might have just run extra good the other day when we played this. I think Gruul is likely one of the best decks in this format. I would probably spend gems to max masteries on like at least 2, maybe even 3 units alcohol, and then past spending gems on masteries, I just spend them on energy. So I can play extra. Getting full masteries on your 6-star champions in that game is a good way to deal extra clan boss damage. No, we ruined the deck by adding Field of the Dead. Yes. I agree. That one slot we changed, threw it off the deep end. Yeah, keep that. I want to hit my first 4 land drops in this deck almost every game. Sure. They're playing Bond of Flourishing in their Gruul deck. That seems loose. Like our deck doesn't mind spending 2 mana to not impact the board in a lot of matchups. I feel like they do a lot of the time. We had a cut the line donation to get this deck into today, Drunk Owl. So we did not play standard today. This is an updated variation after playing that, Spooky. Doesn't really matter what I take here, right? Pass. I don't know who Gorgrab is, Monster Man. I like Haikatoon, though. Haikatoon is... I've got her 6-starred. They could have just been a bigger deck from the start. Like, I feel like Bond of Flourishing is not like a card you board into. Just gonna go ahead and kill Questerson here. Even though they get to draw a card from this, I think I just need to take their pressure out of play. Oh, he's the plus attack, and he heals or revives, I think, too. Flaming Swag, thanks for the half year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I'm playing this, and then I'm just casting Scapeshift to make some zombies. I think is the plan. Was their hand just like garbage? Like I'm only making, I guess I'm making 12 power there. Sure. Deal. We take those around here, chat. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We take those around here. Either of those champions are fine, Monster Man. Well, I mean, I only had 7 lands, Greg. So even if I had a second Field of the Dead, I couldn't get 2 of them there. So even if I had a second field, I was only getting 1 zombie per on that board. Hopefully, they have like 4 Burning Stream Emissaries here. We didn't talk about a Karn board in this deck. That was a different deck, Redlocks. I don't really think this deck wants a Karn board. I don't think we really have enough ramp for that. Also, like, again, problem, solution. The matchup we're struggling in is Gruul. How does adding a 4-mana Planeswalker that doesn't impact the board to my deck help my Gruul matchup? Can you elaborate on that? Virulent Plague is a fine sideboard card. It is not, however, Stony Silence. I feel like a lot of people expect to cast Virulent Plague against Field of the Dead and have them concede. That's not how it works, especially not against any good Field of the Dead deck. So I didn't play my land that turn intentionally because I want this land to trigger my Dread Presence next turn, ideally. So I did intentionally skip my land drop that turn. We can fetch Golos into Immortalson. I think that's a good line against Gruul. Have you been watching the games that we're playing? You think paying 4 mana to get a 3/5 is good against Gruul? Like, have you watched the games? Like, I'm genuinely confused. If the question, if you've seen the games that we've played, that you think a 4-mana card that doesn't impact the board into, yeah, big disagree. I don't feel like that's an assessment based in reality. So any land drop would be a good draw next turn, so we can start drawing cards. I think Land War Elves is healthy and historic. I think it's fine. I think there's a lot of busted things in the format, and Land War Elves isn't like. any more or less offensive than some of the others. I mean, we did beat them with Field of the Dead last game, right? Yeah, I think if you were to ask me, like, overall, I think Burning Tree is much more obnoxious than Land Worlds is. Kloth is here, just doing a number on us again. Very, very powerful Planeswalker. Come on, she's basically a Planeswalker, chat. Man, she's better than a Planeswalker. It's a Planeswalker I can't attack. Whenever idiots complain about Planeswalkers not being interactive, I always wonder what they're smoking. Because, like, Planeswalkers are literally the most interactive card type in the game. Like, they're like enchantments or artifacts that you can attack. Yeah, there are a lot of people that complain that Planeswalkers aren't interactive enough. So, for those of you that just needed a reminder that Magic Online is the competitive premier digital play client, they're introducing Magic Online super qualifiers during quarantine around the world, so you can have more ways to qualify for the Players Tour while playing Magic the Gathering online, as opposed to Magic the Gathering Arena, which is this casual-focused application that they keep trying to sell as being something kind of competitive, I guess. It's so painful that Magic Arena does not have real tournament support yet. It is so weird to me that they've pushed Magic esports with Arena so hard while simultaneously not prioritizing getting a tournament mode into this client. Ooh, Yarok Field. It's exciting. I think I'm taking the Risen Reef here. Just slow him down a little bit. The new stuff they introduced to Arena is like Jeff Bezos giving his employees more paid sick leave. Putting Brawl as being an always-on play mode for free isn't something you should applaud. You should just say thank you for doing what you should have done from the start. Is it part of with Arena, the competitive Arena economy? No, that's such a blisteringly stupid take. The problem with Arena is the economy. What? Did you know mother flipping Force of Negation is $90 on Magic Online. You want to talk about economies being accessible and conducive? For the cost of a playset of Force of Negations on Magic Online, you can buy 2 entire sets, full playsets of those sets on Magic Arena. The economy on Arena is one of the great things about the client. The economy on Arena is one of the things that's much better than Magic Online, in my opinion. They're dead, right? This does 4, and then we do 4 times the number of lands we have in play. As for talking about F&M, that's neat. But again, talking about F&M on Magic Arena just again reinforces that Magic Arena is not a competitive focused application. And again, I think it would be fine if they wanted to say Magic Arena is going to be casual focused. But my problem again is the consistency and the messaging. Consistency and messaging. They sell Magic Arena and Magic as an esport on Magic Arena while simultaneously not enabling competitive play on the platform. So again, in my opinion, the casual audience is a lot bigger than the competitive audience, and going after the casual audience makes sense in a lot of ways. But don't sell me that, but then do something else, right? So don't sell me that this is the competitive platform and then do a bunch of stuff that runs contrary to that. I think I'm just trimming my ramp spells in this matchup, and I want us to be a little bit interactive. We'll bring in Legion's End and these Maelstrom Pulses just to clean things up. So if they unmoored Ego us off Dread Presence, we're in trouble, right? Yeah, probably. Gibbo, you know, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I think I'm just putting this into play. Just want to hit all my land drops here. Loving the content. Wish I could stay on, but I have to go to work in this crazy time to feed the nation. Yet again, I request rants don't ever change. Thanks for helping to keep society functioning. Hopefully people that don't have to be out stay in. So that way you can be safe while you do what you do. The combo in this deck is relatively straightforward. Okay, well, let's find out. Yep. Can we win without the Dread Presence? We do have a Field of the Dead, right? Yeah, Citadel could very well bury them here. So I'm going to grab a bunch of my one-of lands here. Well, that was really nice. Their timing here is a little less than ideal. They definitely should have waited till after I scryed to trophy. I mean, it's fine to make suggestions when you're still new at Magic. In fact, making bad suggestions is a good way to start getting better at learning how to make good suggestions. Me challenging your suggestions as bad hopefully won't discourage you from doing that again. I'm challenging you so you have the ability to do better in the future. It feels like they paused earlier, could see a disdainful stroke here. This is actually a pretty good draw because it's a land we don't have, so we can start triggering field. Hey, thanks for keeping me around, Doratog. We're all gonna get through this together. Yeah, that's true. The explaining of suggestions is really important so we can help dissect where you're coming from. They're taking Scapeshift. I feel like they're supposed to take Citadel here, right? Yeah, I think not taking Citadel there's a pretty big miss for them. Yeah, I thought they were going to take Citadel and I was going to be real sad. Hey, Fullerin, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, they do have a Field of Ruin in play. I'm actually not sure we can win. Like, if they field our Field of the Dead. All right, well, these are free rolls. We did gain some life in all of that. You're not wrong. All right, so they're finally killing my thing. Yeah, I think they gave us enough zombies that we can actually win here if they run a little bit. What's up, dude?
I just want to see you play games.
You want to see me play games?
I want to play games.
Well, that's good. We're playing games.
I want to play games upstairs with you.
We're going to play games tonight, I promise. We play games every day after I'm done, pretty much, dude.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
We have zombies. Oh, how our card did that? Or the zombies go?
It was pretty cool, huh?
With the really white car, the ones that have sunlight in it, kill zombies.
It does get zombies, yep. It goes to skull and it goes.
And zombies go bye-bye?
Zombies go bye-bye, yep.
Zombies.
It's like Zombie Be Gone.
With zombies eat your brain.
What? Can I eat your brains? Ow! Ow!
Why don't have the dinosaur cards?
Because we're playing zombie cards right now.
All the cards are not zombies.
Zombie, zombie.
Who won?
We did. See, that says victory. When it starts with a V, it says victory. That means you're the winner.
I'm winner. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. I'm the winner.
All right, you're heavy. I'm gonna put you on my shoulders. You ready? You ready?
How?
Can I do this?
Stop!
I did it without knocking my headset off. That's good. That's good.
Knock, knock. It's kind of scary from doing that out, knocking your headphones off. It's kind of scary. Does your guy change?
Our guy's still the same.
Why your guy changes? Your guy changes? Guy could change.
It could change. You're not wrong.
Change our guy. Change it.
We can't change while we're playing.
Change. Well, if we don't change, the line will come up, right?
Yeah, we don't want the line to come up. That means we're taking too long. Okay, it's a good pickup.
Well, if you wouldn't play card game, we wouldn't have to take this long.
If you wouldn't play a card game, it would take like Dad plays the card game for work, bud.
Why?
It's my job, so we can buy things like Paw Patrol. You like Paw Patrol, right?
Well, we have to buy no more Paw Patrol after we buy all the seasons.
Oh, we own all of the Paw Patrol, so I can stop working then. Hear that, chat? I've bought all of the Paw Patrol there is to buy, so I no longer need to work.
Yeah. You don't need to work. Only Mommy needs to work. Cause it's for her work.
Cash in the Paw Patrol, chat. Early retirement. Capitalism solved. Maxed out on Paw Patrol. So, you see Declan hitting my head right now? This is approximately what my opponent casting Nexus of Fate feels like. This is a good physical representation of what playing against the card Nexus of Fate is like. It doesn't hurt, but like it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. You're not gonna fall. I got you. I got you.
I'm falling backwards.
Was it worth it to dread presence to kill Teferi? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just get my Citadel into play and try and pop off.
Why there's two screens?
Because this screen, this is what the people at home see. This is what goes up on their TV or their computer screen.
Then why there's two screens?
WHD Mark, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Oglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at.
Whoa.
Our Citadels have not been stellar so far. To be fair, our Citadels only tend to be insane when we also have both of these in play. So if we can untap with this, we'll be in a decent spot, he says before he gets bounced by Teferi.
The Underminder card.
Paw Patrol Support Fund, sounds good. Oh, hey, they do have the Underworld card, you're right. Are we going to lose because they have the Underworld card?
No, I don't know.
We might. We might lose because they have the Underworld card.
Because they already used it.
So, here, I could go Dryad into Land Citadel, which I think is the right play.
I know which one looks the strongest. You use that card and put a spell on them and push. They're far away and we broke it.
So I'm going to decline putting this land into play because this land is something with Dread Presence later. This is an incredibly good hit. Oh, they have a Shatter. I think I'm actually supposed to leave the Shatter and take the Uro. Because if I take the Uro, their search doesn't flip next turn, and they're down an Uro.
Oh yeah, take the under that.
Yeah, we're going to take the Underworld guy.
Oh.
You like my hat? I think my hat is adorable, but it's also really expensive. It is a very expensive hat. What do you think, Declan? Are you an expensive hat?
Yeah.
Gucci has nothing on that hat. Listen, we're into this hat for lots of dollars, chat. It's a big investment, but the payoff is great. Are they dead? They're dead, right? Wait, oh, are we short swamps? I think I'm short swamps to kill them.
We're not take their Underworld guy. Where is it?
I only have...
Take their
So this does
Underworld guy.
2...
Well, it
Wait, can I kill them by also making zombies and then sacrificing them to Field of the Dead? Alright, so I'm gonna do this. 1, 2,
Whoa,
2, 3,
that's
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this is 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different lands, right? I have 7 differently named lands here. And now we'll grab extra swamps.
Yeah, use the swamp. The wine came up. Uh-oh. You're taking too long 'cause the wine came up that time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we 1 short? I think we're 1 short, right? Because I only have 5. No, wait. I have 5 triggers? No, we're exactly good. God, that's sick. Yeah, we deal 10 and 10. Whee!
Whoa, you got 100.
Field was a really good inclusion. Yeah, we get the -1 here.
Whoa.
That was a sick turn. This deck is sweet. This one's definitely going on the website. I'm gonna make some historic updates to the website tonight.
We win again.
We did win again. Look at that. Look at that. Unlike Declan hitting your head, playing against Nexus doesn't make for good content.
Let's play a different one. Let's play a different deck.
A different deck in a little bit. We like this one. It's got lots of zombies that are really sweet. Yeah, Dad likes playing with the zombies. I mean, we beat Grull. I mean, we did lose a match to Grull, but we also beat Grull once.
Now I'm sideways.
Now you're sideways. All right, I need 2 more cuts here. I definitely want to become more interactive post-board. I think it's just Jadelight Ranger. Probably a little too slow and fair,
Super Daddy is coming to the whole road. Who you're fighting with?
We're battling Craig Mack.
Red Sui Mako?
Yep. I'm gonna message my art guy and get a banner for this now. We weren't exciting enough, chat. He decided to go watch TV. Oh, down we go. Put my glasses back on because I no longer have a tiny monkey on my head. Easy, Tamio. Declan has his moment. She climbed up my head because of him. I apologize. They're contagious, right? For the record, I did not mean the arena economy was a problem itself. I like the arena economy. I was just thinking that you can rent a deck on Moto for presumably much less. It is a silly comparison because there's a lot of decks. The way the Moto secondary market works is it's only barely functional because of third parties dumping stuff in. And like past that, the prices can fluctuate wildly. Like, sure, some decks you can get for cheap, but others, like, you can't do anything much with at all. I'm just going to go ahead and Maelstrom Pulse their search here, just like get rid of any of their card selection. Declan's just practicing social distancing. Kid's not so good at social distancing, chat, turns out. Was that a good draw? Was that? Oh, I don't know if this deck is good, chat, but it's definitely great. Ooh. Oh no, I didn't have... Alright, do I just, like, make some zombie friends here? I think I just make some zombie friends here, right? Five, six. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 differently named lands. Plus Field of the Dead. Get to Scry here, too. Oh, I should have gotten 2 Scry lands, because I already had Field in play. I only needed 6 differently named lands there. I could have Scryed twice. We have a singleton Field of the Dead, yes. Because we have 4 copies of Scapeshift. So we have 1 field to get with Scapeshift. Just for reference with zombies, you can click on the 5 here, and then click on their face, and all of them will attack their face. This list is gasoline. Really, really sweet. Sweet sense of interactions. The one of Field of the Dead is just like so free. How have the viewer numbers been with everyone staying from home? My metrics have been almost identical, Mattman. We're at the normal point in the Magic cycle where viewer counts are down, and mine haven't really fluctuated with with people being in quarantine. I would bet Twitch as a whole is up. Like, what's the whole Magic category at right now? The Magic category as a whole currently has 8,000. Now that's probably about normal too. I'll be interested to look back and like look at the data trends because all of those are public facing metrics. But yeah, as a whole, my metrics have been about the same personally. I wonder if my YouTube watch time gets adjusted at all. I'll have to look and see. Look at that after a week or two and see what watch time looks like. Gerard's Wisdom, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. Is this a Magic isn't a normal game issue? Yeah, I mean, like, Magic's never gonna be like Counter-Strike Source big, right? Temple of Malady. Looking for lands here. If we find like a Citadel or a Dryad on top, I might keep that too. Jeff Bezos asked for charity. Yeah, he set up, there's a, it's got, I don't have, where did I have the link in my clipboard manager still? This one, there's the link. Counter-Strike Source, what year is it? CSGO actually just had their record for concurrent users online at the same time. Which is kind of wild. So prioritizing playing my non-swamp out there since I have Dread Presence in play at the moment. Or Dread Presence in my hand at the moment, I should say, not play. Jadelight Ranger being a good green divination there for us. Alright, let's do this. Then we're just like looking to draw a Scapeshift or a Citadel at this point. Next turn we'll play this and we'll draw 2. Yeah, I don't know, Jameson. I think that's something you could definitely consider, but as to like, is it necessary or is it win more? That's not something I could tell you offhand. I haven't felt the need for that type of effect anywhere yet. Perfect draw. Fantastic. So, little bit of disruption here, and then we have a lethal combo for next turn. Just yeah, the actual nut draws. No, I think we're supposed to be drawing cards here, not dealing extra damage to them. I don't think dealing damage to them kills them meaningfully fast enough. I think our odds of hitting meaningful disruption or a combo is higher. So, wait, I think if that opponent who we beat through double ego Field of Ruin had played better or made slightly different choices, we probably would have lost. So I think maybe if I'm expecting to get Unmoored Egoed and fielded a lot, I could see Crucible being okay. We actually have them dead 2 different ways, right? Like, we have them dead with the land drop, and then they're also dead with the Scapeshift. So, like, they need a fog, and they need a counterspell here. Swamp. Swamp puts them to 7. I have 8 power in play.
Seek and find.
So, the Field of the Dead in this deck is a backup plan. The general game plan is to kill them with Dread Presence, but since we're playing 4 Scapeshifts to kill them with Dread Presence anyways, it's pretty much a free roll to include 1 Field of the Dead and some utility lands to enable it. So that way, in the event we draw one of our 4 Scapeshifts without Dread Presence, it can still do something, is the basic idea. So Field is not the primary game plan, but it's something that we have the option to do since we want to play 4 Scapeshift anyways. I think this is pretty much the board plan here. We board out these 6 accelerants because we're generally not straight racing in this matchup, and we bring in a bunch of, or we bring in, sorry, these 8 cards and bring in 8 interactive elements. No, Citadel's very good here punishing waterfalls. Citadel is a card that single-handedly kills them a lot of the time. Do not cut your Citadels here. Citadel should only come out against aggressive decks. Credit for the Field of the Dead suggestion goes to whoever posted it in my YouTube comments. Should I take their Reclamation to minimize their chance of comboing us? Because, like, we just need to hit lands to kill them, right? We have these 3 together. YouTube comments were constructive and useful. Yeah, just for reference, if you've ever posted something on my YouTube, if you've ever posted something in my YouTube comments that would get you unironically timed out in my chat for being obnoxious, I remove your ability to comment on my YouTube channel from that point forward. And the reason why I do that is because I read every comment posted on my YouTube channel, and someone that's a bonehead once is probably going to be a bonehead again in the future, so I just avoid having to deal with them again. Prof. Dr. Mr. P, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. That being said, we all have our moments, and if you are someone who, especially as a subscriber here on Twitch, who you think you've lost your ability to comment on my YouTube channel, if you message me, I will give you a second chance. But there's just so much nonsense on the internet for the most part that my threshold needs to be low to stay sane and value my time. No, comments have been enabled for probably close to a year now. If you pay my bills, you get more chances. But contrary to what people who spend time posting in YouTube comments believe, if you're just watching my videos, that really doesn't give me any income. I'm glad you enjoy them, but like the reality is, if it wasn't for Twitch subs, I couldn't be here. Want to scry before we draw here. Perfect. Curious on your position if Scapeshift. Is Scapeshift a card advantage card in the sense that it removes lands? No, that's not what card advantage means. Wendell the Gnome, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, deck thinning is largely statistically insignificant. What happened to the Bernie banner? I need to write a tweet. In my opinion, based on the environment of what is currently going on in this country in the world, I think Bernie should drop out of the Democratic primary race. I think at this point, the probability of him winning the nomination is so low that him encouraging people... You need some help?
My shoulder now.
Would you like me to put another one on, or you want to go upstairs?
Put another one.
Okay. In my opinion, Bernie should drop out because him encouraging people to go vote still is dangerous in proportion to how likely he is to win the nomination. You can take 2. Let's give you 2. There you go. Oh, that's 1. There's 2. All right, let's go put your show on real quick. Daddy's getting Nexus anyways. Let's go put your show on. Oh, Declan put a show. Oh, no, not here. Can we play this one? We're gonna play this one. Jacob, if you don't want to watch this one, go upstairs and mommy. I'm sure to put something out of the trailer for you, okay? But Declan's gonna watch Buddy. It looks really fun. You should give it a try, Jake. I think you might like it. Hey, look at that. I went to fix the TV, and I haven't even gotten to take a turn yet. That, as someone who's donated $200 to Bernie's campaign, I think that's my position, by the way. In addition to the Bernie banner and all the positive stuff I've said here over the years, over the last year, like, I've given him money to. The responsible thing for him to do, in my opinion, in the position the country and he is currently in, would be for him to drop. It's just like, as someone who prides himself in living in reality, what's my take on tipping conventions during the pandemic? Well, I'm of the opinion that you probably shouldn't be engaging with any businesses that are currently would normally expect people to tip. Yeah, also, extra giant middle fingers to all the Warren supporters who told me I wouldn't want Bernie to drop out if he was in a similar position. Because, guess what? I do. Because I'm a responsible, consistent adult who's not incredibly biased about my candidate of choice. If they take one more turn, I'm going to concede. And I'm going to give them one more turn here.
I think you will find my nose helpful.
I think in a normal election year, I would want Bernie to stay in and run it down to the end and play to every last possible out. But pretending that the current year in which we are living is normal is just ignorant and not true. What we are currently going through is everything other than normal, is the reality of it. And concessions to things that we would normally do and expect to be done is just the reality of what we're living in. So yeah, so like I said, when they hit the Nexus here, I'm gonna concede. So again, as soon as my opponent is statistically likely to win, I'm going to go ahead and concede. Nah, my time's worth more than making them waste their time. I felt like I made them play to a point where they were incredibly likely to win the game. Setting an example for Bernie. When it was no longer viable for us to win, I decided to stop wasting everybody's time. Staying in would help drag Biden to the left over the course of a tight race, but one, it doesn't outweigh public safety, and the pandemic will probably do that anyways. I agree, Nerd Knight, with both of those points. Like I said, in a normal, this is, okay, I might have to tweet this clip, hold on. Perfect. Sorry, I was tweeting an adorable clip of Declan. Because, well, Declan. I mean, to be fair, this isn't really a 3-card combo so much as these are 2 separate 2-card combos, right? So, like, these 2 are a combo together, these 2 are a combo together. You don't need all 3 of these together to do stuff, though. I did roll on. There were 2 people that sold off a bunch of stocks after getting inside information from their positions in the Senate. They should no longer be United States senators. Would you board an Unmoored Eagle against this deck? Yes. You should take Dread Presence, probably followed by Scapeshift. Or maybe Field of the Dead. Or Citadel. Depends on what their board state looks like. Didn't they make it not illegal for Congress and senators to do it? I have no idea. The law doesn't define what's moral, though. Even if it's legal, it's still wrong. Lukewarm take. Rising Toast, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You believe the Stock Act makes it illegal for them to use information gained through their positions to influence personal market decisions. If they have a Nexus of Fate here, we're pretty unlikely to get another turn, unfortunately, but it is what it is. All right, what's your last card? Okay, so I'm gonna do this. We'll do this. We draw a card. Hopefully find an untapped land. Sure, another Scapeshift. Tilt. I'm gonna do this during their upkeep. Watching MSNBC influence his decisions, not the daily briefings and the virus he was receiving. And I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona for him. Well, if they hit Nexus of Fate, we're dead. I don't know why they're tanking. Because, like, they should... Are you thinking about getting Aether Gust back here?
No tail should be discarded.
I'm going to decline here because they're dead if we draw a land. We have a lot of lands in our deck. Any land kills them. Because I have 7 swamps left in my deck. And that's my 7th land, right? Yep. Seven swamps is 14. Build your own Valakut, chat. See, again, not a 3-card combo. It's a 2-card combo. And this is why it's important to not cut swamps for things like Black Castle. If you want to add Black Castle or black cycling lands to this deck, you need to cut spells. It is important that you retain a critical mass of swamps in this deck so you can kill people with Dread Presence Scapeshift without needing Dryad in play. This deck is incredibly sweet. I know, I agree. I like a lot of what this is doing. It's got like a couple different avenues of oops, I win. It's got a reasonable amount of interaction. Has there ever been a land that copies another land? Yeah, Vesuva copies a land. We're being out-memed, chat. We're being out-memed. Is this their only Thassa's Oracle? Is this their only Thassa's Oracle? What are the odds this is the only one? What are the odds that's the only one? Num 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 num. Ha! Got him. I would have boarded my 2 copies of Duress. Red Seat Page, thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. It's lands, 4 treasure hunt, 1 oracle. I can't work from home anymore. Poor Manny. This deck feels like Green Black Rock and Valakut have a love child. It really does, doesn't it? And this deck that we're currently playing, like many of the decks that we play on this stream, was originally a viewer submission. Oh, you know what? I should have bottomed Grazer instead of the Scapeshift. If you have a sweet deck idea that you would like to see a build around for, you can submit it using the form on my website. If you have a sweet deck that you've already built that you'd like to see play at some point in the future, you can submit that there as well. All right, that was going to be my last one with this, but let's try another now. Gosh. Can AOC run for president yet? She can't run for president till like till like 2028, right? Based on her age, it's like 2028. She just tweeted members of Congress should not be allowed to own individual stock. God bless. It's nice to have someone who's actually there to do the job and not there to make a profit for themselves. Is it 24? I don't know how old she is actually. She'd have to be 35 by the time she took office. She'll be 35 in October 2024. Okay. Okay. Like, feels bad to get Dread Presence countered here, but at the same time, Citadel is still going to be resolving, hopefully, so let's do it. Perfect. I'm gonna smack him for 2 here, might as well. Richard Burr was one of 3 senators to vote against the 2012 Obama Act banning insider trading for Congress. You actually just can't make this stuff up. Like, God, it's so mind-boggling frustrating that there's any amount of non-millionaires that vote Republican. It's just unreal how uninformed and how stupid people are. The propaganda machine was really efficient. The Georgia rep is married to the head of the New York Stock Exchange while she is on the committee for the New York Stock Exchange. Can I get off this timeline? Anybody? Is there an exit button for the timeline?
Seek and find.
You're stuck with us, rats. Make the best of it anyways. Lead on this. Do I just try and kill them? If I find Scapeshift, I could kill them, right? I get a lot of looks at Scapeshift here. God, I don't know if this deck is good, but it's certainly great, chat. It's certainly great. Oh, loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. Triggers. Never. Hey, listen, I played to that out, chat. I played to that out. Thank you very much. What's the out? Find the Scapeshift. All right, hit it. Super clean sideboard plan for this one. Although I misclicked on something. I didn't bring out the other dress. There we go. Perfect, perfect. In competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, my opponents always tell me how lucky I get. I tell them that I play certain turns so I can get lucky. Yeah, that's what good players do. Good players give themselves as many chances as possible to get lucky. I think I'm gonna message my editor at Cool Stuff Inc. and see if we're keeping that, right? I need lands, but like that's great. See if they're interested in any historic content. Wouldn't mind writing an article about this and probably Yarok Field. Although, I'm not sure what their content budgets are like right now. A lot of businesses are currently being very disruptive. We have double counterspell here. Is this deck close to playable in Pioneer? You think a sweet deck might be playable in Pioneer? Oh. 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 You should play more Pioneer. You'll have that optimism beaten out of you. Bless your heart. What am I taking here? I think it might actually be the negate, huh? I guess they could play the Reclamation next turn, though. I'm just going to take the Reclamation. I know I have the trophy, but, like, they're going to give me something to trophy later. Anyways. I mean, there's fine decks that are fun in Pioneer. Pioneer's just, like, really brutal to try and brew in. It's just, like, the TLDR. You'll have the optimism comboed out of you. That's a good way to put it. Alright, no land drop. If they don't hit on untapped blue source here, I get to stick Dread Presence, which is great. And we just gotta hope to draw some swamps from there. Wouldn't be surprised to see this get negated. But I think that's fine. We trade tempo even on that exchange. Looking for lands. John Dinos. Sounds great. Good chance we just die here not having lands. How many lands are in this build now, by the way? We're in 27 or 28? We're on 28. Sounds about right. I think I'm going to play Blue-Green Merfolk tomorrow in the Charity Pioneer Tournament.
Every story is an opportunity for new data. Stop corrupting me. I have learned much from my ancestors.
Who all is streaming the tournament? What is the cause? The charity tournament tomorrow is for, I forget what the exact org is, but they basically take donations to help make sure people have food to eat during times like what's going on right now in the world. Todd Anderson is the one who set it all up. He's strong sad on Twitch. He does commentary for SCG on occasion when they do their paper series. There are a bunch of people playing in it. Let me look at the Discord and see who all is in it. Jim Davis, Brad Nelson, Ross Merriam, Newmont, Aaron Barrich, Saffron Olive, Bloody, Overturf, Martin Yuza, Gabriel Nassif. So a whole bunch of people. Basically, anyone who streams any amount of regular Pioneer, and even some that don't, are playing in it. Daily deals usually update at 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. PT. Bloody qualified for and played in the Pioneer Pro Tour that happened recently. So I know they've played a good bit of Pioneer. I don't recall how they did there, but I know they did play there. I don't know that they stream Pioneer on Magic Online before, but I know they have played it. Definitely Shaman. Yeah, that's why I'm just playing an aggro deck, Civilized Demise. I posted the Merfolk deck I think I plan to play in the subs Discord yesterday. So if you want to see what I'm probably going to submit, I have to submit my deck after I'm done streaming today. You've missed most of this deck, Hack Cake, which has been awesome. It's nice when we have an easy runner for the deck of the day to start. Well, Angelfish, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. So I'm gonna make them take one more turn here. If they take an extra turn this turn, they're incredibly unlikely to brick off since they have search plus this. Now they have search plus double. So if they take another turn here, I'll concede. If they don't take another turn here, I could kill them next turn. So I'm gonna wait. Actually, we're just dead, right? Because if they brick, they could kill this with these. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and back it in. Try and take game 3 on the play here. Hopefully not miss as many land drops. Yeah, there's been a lot of Nexus of 8 today. We've been beating it more than we've been losing to it, but there has definitely been a lot of it. Is Bronto to kill their Rex not good enough? What do you want to cut to bring that in, Cordemi? I'm bringing in 6 other ways to kill those cards. So again, it's not a question of does this card not have text. It's a question of what are we playing that you think is better than. I think I'm just gonna take their Search for Azcanta here and slow down their sculpting of their hand. Although it's kind of awkward because like they have Growth Spiral Negate here as well. If we win this, do we sit on a rank? No. I'm just not caring about my rank at all anymore. We're just gonna play ranked matches and have fun. I've effectively skipped the last 2 events, even one that had meaningful prizes, so like, I really just don't care. We might not get another turn here.
The moon looks intriguing tonight. I think you will find my notes helpful.
So I can't really do anything here because they have a negate and I can't duress them because there's a Tamiyo. Well, that's not strictly true, actually. So I could do this. I can double poke Tamiyo. That's so unfortunate. All right, I guess I'll put her to 1.
You're making it difficult to work. You are setting
Her static text says Duress doesn't work, just for people that aren't familiar with this card. So even though I could cast Duress, I don't actually get to take anything. I just look at their cards that I don't know. What's going on, oldest son? How's your Friday going?
Good.
Good? We're having a fun spring break?
Yep.
Yep.
The ammo is
There's a Tomegamon.
Whoa! An ammo card?
It's a paper tiger.
A paper tiger?
Yep.
Yeah, BR ammo cards?
Yep. It's a rock lobster and a scissor lizard.
A shit whistle?
Yep.
What that?
That's an angel.
What an angel? Angel like a boat?
She's kind of like a person who has wings.
What way?
Wings, so she can fly like a bird.
Why an eagle?
Yeah, like an eagle.
What bat? What bat eagle?
This is my kitty.
A bio kitty?
It's a fire kitty, yep. I can make her green,
green.
or yellow, or blue.
Oh, color.
All kinds of colors, yep.
Oh, white? White?
All right. Well, yeah, no. I don't think I really need... I know, so Nexus is the type of matchup where every time you lose to it, it feels much worse than it actually is.
That card.
Just because it's so tedious to actually sit there and go through and wait for them to kill you. All things considered, I actually really like where this deck ended up at. The suggestion of Field of the Dead to give us something else to do with our Scapeshifts. It also gives us something nice to be able to activate Bolas' Citadel for lethal a couple of times, which is great. One small... You're very loud, child. I love you.
I'm not crazy.
You're crazy? Okay. Can you please go upstairs? I love you, dude. You can take the rest of these if you go upstairs.
But I made a water bowl.
You need my water first? Close the door behind you.
I put 2 again.
You can take the whole bag. There's not many left. All right. So, sorry. To wrap concisely, things I think you could change are our flex slots. I would consider this kind of the core of the deck right here. These 24 spells. I think the mana base is probably pretty close to correct. I think the lands you could play with in the mana base if you want to try out different things are the count on the Woodland Cemeteries, the counts on the forest, the Castle Garenbrig. I think 13-ish swamps is probably the floor on the number of swamps you want, because you want enough swamps in your deck. He didn't close the door. You want enough swamps in your deck so that way when you dread presence without Dryad out, your Scapeshifts can still be lethal in most situations. These cards down here, these 8 spells, I feel like these are really the flex slots. Like, for example, if you want to hedge aggro, you could play removal spells here. Another thing that could be tried that someone brought up yesterday that's probably worth exploring is the Explore package. So you could play Wild Growth Walker, 2 more Jadelight Rangers, and then maybe you trim into Grazers or Bonds of Flourishing for Merfolk Branch Walker. He's got a good personality. He's very funny. Fabled Passage for Swamp and fixing. So you could cut a forest for a Fabled Passage, but again, you need 9 swamps at a minimum in this deck. You need actual swamps, not just virtual swamps like Fabled Passage, because you need a quantity of swamps to be able to search out of your deck with Scapeshift to get lethal Dread Presence triggers. All right, at any rate, we are going to roll on to our next deck here today. We're doing a long stream today. I'm theoretically doing 4 more historic decks before we're done. We had a build around that I'm not sure how competitive it's going to be against Nexus, but we're going to give it a try here. We've got a Naya Rune Blaster deck coming up next year. We'll be back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out today. Don't go anywhere, folks.